Hello, everybody. Well, today the topic is sleep, the missing piece in learning and well-being. And, well, sit less, sleep more. It sounds simple, yet today many of us are spending more time sitting, scrolling, and staring at screens than sleeping soundly in our beds. And well, this is the everyday life for many adolescents. And I think for many of you here. When I was a teenager, it was so hard to me to wake up in the morning. I hate my mom, really, when she tried to do this. I felt that she was interrupting the most precious time in my sleep, and life also. And it was a struggle for many, many years. And I know this story is not unique. Remember, when you were a teenager, or you already, maybe do you stay up past midnight? Maybe binge watching a movie, watch show, cramming for an exam, or scrolling your phone over and over, and then dragging yourself to the school to the next morning. For many adolescents today, that's not the exception, it's the rule. Sleep plays a crucial role in our health, mood, learning, emotional balance, and yet is one of the first things we sacrifice. And well, why I work on sleep? In the last 10 years, after my practice in psychology, I work in digital health interventions, designing, validating interventions using technology for mental and physical health. Additionally, I tailor some of these interventions for different populations, different culture settings. I work on depression, resilience, and holistic lifestyle programs that integrates physical activity, diet, mental health. And well, at the first, sleep was one of these components. And then I realized something powerful. Sleep isn't just another component, or isn't just the piece of the puzzle. It's the foundation. It affects everything else. That realization made me change the direction of my research. And today I'm focused on sleep during adolescence, a stage when learning, emotions, and cognitions are rapidly developing. And yet, it's also a stage when sleep problems can shape the rest of a person's life. That's why I'm interested in digital interventions to promote adolescent sleep, learning, mental well-being, the DREAM study. And well, why adolescence? Adolescence is used not a stage. It's a full-on renovation on brain and body. Inside, the brains are rewiring. Hormones are shifting. And their biological clocks naturally move later, like permanent jet lag, without ever boarding a plane. And outside, life is become more complex. Academic pressure, growing social networkings, and constant notifications. And also endless digital stimulation everywhere. All of these collides. And sleep takes the hardest hit. And well, there is a sleep gap. And here the kicker. Teenagers actually need more sleep than adults. The American Sleep Foundation recommends 9-11 hours for children, 8-10 hours for teens, and 7-9 hours for young adults. But the reality, nearly 70% of adolescents are meeting those recommendations. They stay up late, sleep on weekends, catch up weekends, and slowly normalizing a culture of exhaustion. This is particularly in Singapore and Asia, where academic performance is prized, and everywhere around where devices compete for every minute of attention. By the time most teenagers wake up, they are already in a sleep debt. And there are consequences. And it's not just being tired. Insomnia, the most common sleep problem among adolescents, affect between 5–24% with clinical diagnosis and up to 40% with symptoms. Poor sleep, feeling unrested or never restored, leads up to poor memory, risky decision-making, mood swings, and worse performance at school. Poor sleep is also linked to anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, obesity, diabetes, and even cardiovascular disease. And another connection often overlooked, ADHD and sleep. Around 60% of adults with ADHD also show sleep disorders. That's why today, before prescribing medication, clinicians are encouraged to first look at and treat sleep. Because sleep isn't downtime. It's active recovery for the brain and body. Without it, adolescents are running on empty. And well, what is the solutions? What we know about it? How we can fix it? Yes, medication exists. They can help for short term, but often come with side effects, dependency, and rebound insomnia once stopped, and also less options for adolescents. The better long-term solution we call a gold standard intervention cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI. This is an 8-week intervention program that teaches how to reset sleep patterns by understanding how sleep works, creating healthy routines, and changing unhelpful thoughts that keep up awake at night. It combines sleep hygiene, creating environments for rest, education, how sleep works, behavioral tools, like, for example, stimulus control or sleep restriction, and this is actually training your body to associate bed with sleep. Yes, sounds interesting, but it's associate bed with sleep because we do a lot of activities in bed and not necessarily sleep. So this is one aspect. Cognitive tools, challenging beliefs. For example, if I don't sleep 8 hours, I'll fail tomorrow. This is very common. And the worries often come at night. So this is also part of these strategies. We have relaxation, breathing exercises, mindfulness, calming the nervous system. And well, this is a package with different strategies, and it works. Decades of research had proven CBTI is effective. But there is, unfortunately, access problems. Most adolescents don't have access to trained therapists, and not only adolescents, adults also. CBTI takes time, it costs money, and there simply aren't enough specialists, unfortunately. And this is where technology changed everything, and where my passion lies. So we have here a digital opportunity. We can have digital CBTI for adolescents, bring sleep therapy to the palm of hands through apps, websites, even text messages, for example, chatbots. And well, in my own systematic review, we found that CBTI significantly improved adolescent sleep, particularly insomnia. Educational approaches, sleep hygiene only helps a little, but the structural programs make a real difference. And what is the most exciting part? Right now, in Singapore, together with my team, we are co-designing a CBTI, a digital CBTI app with adolescents themselves. For them, with them, based on their preferences, their needs, their realities. And because the best way to build healthier habits is to create solutions that young people actually want to use. If you are an adolescent and you know one of them, you can be part of this journey. We are also combining this CBTI app with different technologies, like the Oura Ring. Oura Ring is a sleep tracker, and we can actually track quality. It's not only about hours. And as you see here in these graphics, we can see efficiency, REM sleep, deep sleep, and how many times I woke up during night objectively. So this combination help us to have a more objective vision. Also, I include here some chatbot conversations about CBTI that is part of our intervention. We combine also our digital CBTI with electroencephalogram or quantitative electroencephalogram, QEEG, which is a brainwave analysis tool that helps to identify biomarkers of sleep, learning, and well-being. And I want to show here an example. Here is a QEEG from a boy with 11 years old with a diagnosis with ADHD. And this specific QEEG shows a specific wave pattern called vertex waves. These vertex waves you see here, and the locations specifically, are associated with a sleep disturbance. And well, this is the point. This is not science fiction. This is happening right now. We can use technology objectively to track sleep and understand better body and mind. And well, while technology opens new doors, change can also begin with something tiny. Something that you can try tonight. And here my takeaway. Here is one small but powerful CBT strategy. Set a consistent wake-up time, even on weekends. Why? Because the brain loves rhythm. A consistent wake-up trains your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep naturally. No pills, no screens, no guilt. If you only remember one thing about this talk, remember this. Sleep is not a luxury. Sleep is a necessity. Imagine if every adolescent got the sleep their brain and body crave. They would focus better in school, feel more emotionally balanced, and grow into healthier and resilient adults. So, sleep is the most natural medicine we have. It's time we start giving it priority it deserves. Thank you very much.